afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
We're here in the matter of Trilogy Health Services LLC versus Edward Babercan.
Would be Edwin.
What?
Would be Edwin. Edward's been dead for almost 20 years.
All right, and all unknown occupants at 2467 Birch Street, Whiting, Indiana. 45 CO1 1305 PL 45. Mr. Corpacino appears for the plaintiff, and you, sir, are?
I just received a summons.
Well, who are you?
Edwin Baberkin,
Okay.
Your Honor. And I just received this summons to appear last week. So I couldn't even try to get help. And it's hard for me to report on my disability.
What do we got here, Mr. Corpacino? What is this?
Judge, what we have here is we filed a complaint for ejection to remove Mr. Babercan and unknown occupants of this Whiting real estate back on May 28th.
Okay.
My client, Trilogy, is the owner of record of the property presently. If you want, I can go back to your brief history so you can understand the evolution of what brought us into the court. Maybe that would help
Okay.
give you a little insight quickly before I start this. In essence, Naomi Babercan, who was a resident of the state of Indiana, used to be the owner of record of this Whiting property. She was in a nursing home facility in Illinois, and ultimately she was sued in the state of Illinois. A money judgment was taken against her for $44,118, and again, that was back in 2011. After that judgment was taken against her, what she did was, shortly after that, when Illinois counsel domesticated her in Indiana to enforce the judgment, she decided she would take her real estate here in Whiting and convey it to her son, Robert Babercan, which is my understanding. Indianapolis counsel handled this case was for the sole reason of avoid the judgment. Subsequent to that, Indianapolis counsel went ahead and filed in Judge Davis's court a complaint to find that that was a fraudulent conveyance.
Was it found?
Before it was found, and before there was an adjudication on the merits, Robert Babercan, who was the owner of record, decided he would transfer the property to my clients by quitclaim deed to resolve the case. And he did, in fact, do that on May 2nd, 2013.
Okay.
So, in lieu of going through the litigation in Judge Davis's court to decide whether or not it was a fraudulent conveyance, Naomi Babercan and certainly her son, Robert, decided, let's convey the property back to Trilogy, which owns the nursing homes. That's who my client is, the LLC. That resolved that issue. My client received a deed on May 2nd. It was recorded on May 3rd. Mr. Babercan and I believe some other individuals continued to reside there. Notice was provided. They didn't vacate. May 28th, we filed that.
Sir, do you understand all what you just said?
No.
It's their house.
But what happened to my big deed? See, the reason mine wasn't, I went in to file it.
Where is your deed?
I was from June the 30th, 2011.
Who quitclaimed it to you?
My brother Robert.
Well, how'd he get it?
He got it from my brother John, which was a power of attorney. And Mr. Zubek wrote it up, but then he got sick that fall. He said he'd get it at the beginning of the year, he'd take it down and file it. And then,
So it's never been recorded?
no, because I didn't know it wasn't, because Mr. Zubek got sick and died. And then in 2013, I got a thing in the mail saying the taxes are in Robert's name. So I came down there to get this straightened out and show them the quick deed. They told me they had to have some kind of notary seal on it. Then I talked to Miss Ritzy. He says, you don't need no seal on it. You got a name and everything right there. Oh, I said, he told me in the county building that I had to have a notary seal on it.
You need a notary seal.
Miss Ritzy told me I didn't need one.
Looking at the chain of title, Your Honor, and I was going to present evidence today of obviously the title work, but even before I would do that through my client, going backwards, looking at the chain of title, it was Naomi Babercan, judgment against Naomi, conveyance to her son Robert, and ultimately Robert conveys to my client. That's the only thing.
And Robert's
that
conveyed
shows.
to him too?
Robert decided to convey to him, apparently based on what he's saying some time ago. I haven't
There's
seen
Mr.
that.
Zubek.
Here, show this to council.
I mean, if that's
He's
something
seen it
that-
already anyway.
This would be the first time that we were made aware of this.
I just showed it to you
Is that after your deed? or-
before.
The deed is dated June 30th, 2011. However, our deed was in May of 2013. I looked at that issue because I assume there may be a question possibly about ownership. And it appears to me that the law clearly states when it comes to recording the deed, the first in time is first in right. And in this case, my clients would prevail.
You don't understand?
No, I don't get no attorney.
When you don't record the deed, you have a problem
Well, see, I came down with the quitclaim deed earlier this year.
this year.
Yeah, and they told me that they had the seal on her. And I said, I can't find Mr. Zubek's files because I don't know who took over his cases after he died. Because I found out this in January, or was it March or something, when the tax papers came, and it said Robert on there. That's why I went down there, and they told me I went to pay. Well, I paid the taxes because it says on when I paid them, she wrote my name on her, paid by Edwin Vanderkamp, on both receipts. But my brother broke in the house a week ago, changed the locks, took all my papers, threw them out, took my medicine, threw them out, or did something with them. Because I didn't be able to take my blood pressure pills, or my diabetes medicine, my neuropathy medicine, my liver infection medicine. I ain't got none because I spent it at the beginning of the month to get all my medicine. And then a few days later,
So you're not in the property now?
I'm in there, yeah.
Well, how long are you going to need to get out?
But this way, this quick deed doesn't claim nothing on me. They don't even put a lien on it.
You didn't record it.
Well, I tried to report it, but I couldn't find the paperwork. When I asked them up here who took over his cases so I could get the one with the notary on it, with the seal on it, they didn't know nothing either. So I get the seal on there. And then the lady in the treasury office sent me down to the clerk's office, told me to go down there and get it notarized. Some kind of thing. I don't understand what they were telling me. I just followed what they told me. And sat there for about 20 minutes and they told me, you gotta get that notary. I said, well, I can't find what happened to Mr. Zubek's cases.
Who's Mr. Zubek?
He was an attorney out of Martin that passed away in 2012.
And he's
When he
the
told
one-
me, because he got sick originally in 2011, he was supposed to bring my papers down there and file it. And so he had the original ones. And then when he got sick that year, he said, I'll go in the beginning of next year.
Real estate.
My client tells me roughly 75 to 80,000. Is that correct?
Just looking at the outside.
How much did this lady owe you?
Judgment was for about $44,118 in cost and interest, Judge.
This was your mother's home?
It was my mother's home, it was my uncle's, my father's, then my mother tried with her mom's life. And then my brother John had power of attorney. He sold to my brother Bob. My brother Bob needed money.
Well, you
What?
your brother did what? He had
Brother
power
Bob.
of attorney and he took her money and gave it to your brother Bob?
No, he sold it to my house to my power of attorney, my oldest brother John,
How could he do that?
because he had power of attorney.
You can't do whatever you want when you're power of attorney.
Well, I don't know what he did. He did a quick claim or something. I don't know. But he filed it. He got it. He filed it with somebody's office up here, the treasurer's office or somebody, because he worked up here. And then he worked for somewhere with the county. And then he had to put his name because the treasurer, whatever, taxes came to Robert's name. That's when I found out that Mr. Zubek number changed it. my attorney Zubek, and they came down here and they told me I paid the taxes. And when I bought the house with my brother, if I knew that he owed money on it, I would have paid $16,000 to put a new roof on it. Never read that. That's what drove me in the hole. That's why I couldn't hire an attorney for this one.
So wait a minute, your brother was a power of attorney,
My oldest brother.
your oldest brother. And
He
the
sold to my
house was
brother
in your
Bob.
mother's name, right?
He sold to my brother Bob. Then my
He
middle
sold your
brother.
mother's house to your
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah. Then my brother sold it to me because he needed money.
Sounds like this stuff's all pretty improper.
Mr. Zubek handled it. That's all I knew. Attorney Zubek.
Good thing he's not alive.
He was a real estate attorney.
No.
And that's why when I went to pay the tax this year, that's why lady wrote on there,
You
paid.
can't take people's property and just because you have power of attorney and sell it whenever you feel.
I don't know what to, well, no, I don't know. I'm not an attorney, I'm sorry.
Well,
I tried to get an attorney for this case, but I couldn't.
why?
And for the price they wanted, I only got this summons 8 days ago.
If anybody ever needed an attorney, you certainly do.
I'm in the computers. And now I'm disabled now. Problem with neuropathy and liver infection and pancreas and
Were you a
infection.
disability?
Yes. Because I would have tried to, if they wanted some, I would try to make some kind of arrangement
Why don't you try to make
to
some
make the
arrangement
payment
to
for
pay
them.
him?
I mean, I'd pay for the rest of my life if I had
Is
to.
there a mortgage on the house?
No.
No,
Why don't you get a mortgage on the house and pay him off?
I don't even know how to do that, but I guess I'd go to the bank and ask them.
I'm not going to give him a mortgage, I don't believe, Judge, but with this circumstance, I think that's unlikely. I guess the problem that troubles us a little bit is that Robert Baber certainly was cognizant, fully aware he received it, he acknowledged he received the deed from Mom. He knew once that fraudulent...
Well, the whole thing is trouble.
And that's why he transferred to my client. He knew the court ultimately probably would have overturned
Yeah,
the
but
transaction.
he had transferred it to your client after he transferred it to this gentleman.
I understand.
And I would have been able to get an attorney or somehow to try to work it out better, somehow to work out payment arrangement or something. Because I only get $710 a month for my Social Security disability till I turn old enough to get Social Security. I've only lived here 48 years, 49 almost.
Well, I don't know if you're going to be able to get a mortgage.
I don't know how that works. I have to see if I get some kind
You
of
should have been
attorney.
doing this you should have been doing something quite a while ago.
I think we're going to get old, more like I said, my attorney died. I didn't know who else to go to. Because they don't have too many attorneys.
That's right.